Shadowverse so fun! Today's how to play is the Dragoncraft Showdown Deck. This deck's leader card is Galen, and this deck's strategy revolves around building up your play points so fast in order to bring out this deck's cover card, number 11, Earns Justice. Let's look at this deck's content and marvel at the legends within it. First and foremost, we have 3 copies of the cover card, number 11, Earns Justice. With an 8 play point to summon it, it has both an 8 power and 8 defense with a ward ability and a fanfare where you get to put the top card of your deck into the EX area, and if it costs 5 or more play points, you get to evolve it or bounce it back to your hand. When you evolve it, it becomes an 11-11 base stat unit with a Storm ability. Now, its last ability, when you bounce it back to your hand or leaves the field through to the cemetery or by banish, your leader gets a plus 8 defense. That's 3 copies over there. Moving on, 3 copies of Frostbite Dragon with a 7 play point to cast and then costing 1 ability play point to evolve it. And it has the fanfare ability where on place, you get to choose up to 2 of your opponent's followers and engage them, starting a stat line of 5 attack and 5 defenses. Moving on to the spell card White Frost Blizzard with a 4 play points to cast it, and it costs 2 less if you own a card, if you control a card on the field with Feline in its name. Its ability here says that you can choose any number of your opponent's follower on the field and deal X damage divided X, meaning how many play points you have currently during your turn. So at 1 copy, and next 3 copies of the Dragon Devouring Dread at 9 play points to summon it. It has a fanfare ability where for every Dragoncraft card in your cemetery that costs 7 or more, select up to 1 of your enemy's followers on the field and banish them, not destroy them to the cemetery, you banish them, remove them from the game. Its next ability, you can activate it from your hand, where at the cost of 3 play points, you can discard itself, and the Dragoncraft card that costs 7 or more, you get to increase your max play points by 1, as well as you get to draw 1 card to compensate the card that you lost. Its stat line boasts at 8 attack and 8 defenses. Going on to the next card is the Roy Dragon Cleaver. What does it do? It's a 3 play points to summon a follower with an ability to evolve at 1 play point cost, and its fanfare on place, search your deck up to 1 2-cost Dragoncraft card, reveal it and add it to your hand and then shuffle your deck. Its stat line boasts at 2 attack and 2 defenses. Going on next is a staple for every Dragoncraft deck, Dragon Oracle. It's a spell card with a 2 play points to cast. You can choose one of the abilities based on the following text. You can either increase your play points by 1 or draw 1 card from your deck. Of course, Dragoncraft players, you need this to increase your play points as fast as you can to summon up or cast more of your Dragoncraft cards. Next up is the spell card with a quick ability, Thunderous Roar, with a 2 play points to cast and additional cost when you play. You may discard a Dragoncraft card that costs 7 or more. You get to deal 3 damage to an enemy's followers on the field, but if you pay the additional cost, you get to deal 4 damage instead and draw a new card. So again, a hand neutral per se, not really much of a hand neutral, it's just recover one missing card out of the 2 cards you played. Next up, 3 copies of Pumpkin Dragon with an 8 play points to summon with the ward ability, which you already explained, and a fanfare where you get to give your leader plus 5 defense and draw 2 cards from your deck. Now it also has a discard ability where by paying 2 play points from your hand, discard this thing, and a Dragoncraft card that costs 7 or more, you get to give your leader plus 5 defenses. So more recovering cards over there. Next up, 3 copies of Wildfire Tyrannosaurus with an 8 play point to summon. It has the ability, upon discarded, you get to pay 1 play point to deal 3 damage to an enemy's followers on the field. Now it has an additional ability where if you have this card called Neteran Great Tree on your field, you get to deal 3 damage to each enemy follower instead. So this is quite helpful if you have the specific card that is not in this, that doesn't come in this showdown deck. Next is 2 copies of White Frost Whisper. It's a spell card with a 2 play point cost to play. It will cost 1 less if you are on overflow, meaning that in Dragoncraft, if you have 7 or more play points during your turn, it activates overflow, where Its ability here, you can select an engage enemy follower on the field and destroy it. Now, if you control a card named Fellain the White Frost Dragonute, you get to deal 2 damage to your opponent's leader, to the follower's leader. So that is useful. So you get to, maybe on turn 7 or so, you get to play it for 1 play point. Next is a useful card for your early game, Orbit Cancer. It's a 7 play point cast follower with the fanfare ability of drawing 3 cards from your deck, or if you're playing this on your early game, just pay 1 play point to discard this card and a card that costs 7 or greater from Dragoncraft, and you get to draw 2 cards from your deck. It's a draw engine here. Next is Jerva, the Worm Transcendent. It's a 9 play point follower to summon with a 6/6 attack and defense stat with the ward ability and the fanfare. When it's placed on the field, deals 6 damage to each other follower on the field and each enemy leader. It also has an EX area only ability where by paying 3 play point, bury this thing from the EX area and deal 6 damage to one of your opponent's followers on the field. You can only activate this, of course, when you are on overflow. Moving on, 3 copies of Azure Flame Dragonute, a 7 play points follower to summon, boasting a 6 attack and 6 defense. It has an evolve ability by paying 1 play point, and the fanfare, when on place you get to select an enemy follower on the field, deal it 6 damage, or you can use it from your hand by discarding this card and a Dragoncraft card that costs 7 or more, and pay 1 play point to select an enemy follower on the field to deal 4 damage instead. So either or, this is useful for a reactive play strategy. Next is the 3 copies of the 1 play point cost follower Fellain the White Frost Dragonute. It's boasts at a 1 attack and 3 defense stats with 2 fanfare abilities. The first one, you get to select an enemy's follower on the field, engage it, and it doesn't refresh during its next start phase. The second fanfare ability is that you can only activate it during overflow. When you summon it during overflow, you can search your deck for up to 1 card named White Frost Whisper and then put it into your EX area and then shuffle your deck. Perhaps this is the last card of the deck, which is the second copy of White Frost Blizzard. My mistake over there. So let's move on to the Evolve deck. Not much, except for 3 copies of the Evolve version of Earnest Justice. It stands at a stat of 11 attack, 11 defense with a storm ability. On place, you get to attack to your opponent's leader or follower on the third summon. Next is the Evolve version of Frostbite Dragon, where on Evolve you get to choose each enemy follower on the field, and it does not refresh during its owner's start phase. Next, it has a Last Will ability where when it goes to the cemetery, you get to destroy each engaged enemy follower on the field. It's a good board wipe if you can manage to control the board as well as you could. Moving on, 3 copies of the Evolve version of Roy Dragon Cleaver. On Evolve, you can choose any follower on the field and any enemy follower on the field and deal it 2 damage. But if the follower is a Wormkin race, it deals 5 damage instead. Next, 2 copies of the Evolve version of Azure Dragonute, where on Evolve you get to choose an enemy follower on the field and deal it 6 damage. The rest are just blank token cards that you may need to use it in the future if you wish to, and of course 3 Evolve points and 1 Super Evolve points. Let's move on with the deck strategy.
Now we know what's inside, let's tame this beast. Shadowverse Showdown! Turn 1, 1 play point. Activate Orbit Cancer's ability to discard itself and, preferably Jerva, to draw 2 cards from your deck, and then trigger Jerva's ability to put itself into the EX area. End turn. Turn 2, 2 play points. Play the Dragon Oracle spell card to increase your maximum play points by 1. However, you're leaving yourself open to your opponent's attack after this. Turn 3, 4 play points. Activate Drago Devouring Dread's ability to discard itself and preferably Wildfire Tyrannosaur to draw a card and increase your max play points by 1 again, and Tyrannosaur's on discard ability to deal 3 damage to an opponent's follower on the field, reducing any threats of attack. Turn 4, 6 play points. Summon Roy Dragon Cleaver to search for Dragon Oracle again
to increase your max play points by 1. With the last remaining play points, activate Orbit Cancel's ability again to draw 2 more cards, comboing either another copy of Jerva or Tyrannor to stand by more cards in the EX area or clear out more follower threats. Turn 5, 8 play points. This turn may be a risky one, but this deck is filled with high cost cards. You might be able to pull it off. Now summon number 11, Earns Justice. Trigger its fanfare ability to put the top card of your deck into the EX area. If it costs 5 or more, evolve it and it gains Storm. Otherwise, it stays there as a ward. Now let's just say it is successful, you can attack it head on with Roy to deal a total amount of damage of 13. And now your opponent is left with 7 defense. Turn 6, the finale phase, 9 play points. End the game by summoning Jerva Worm Transcendent to deal 6 damage to all followers on the field and deal 6 damage to your opponent's leader. And then finally, attack with everything that you have left on the field, and that is game. This deck might be a growing build-up at first outside of the box, but the payoff is triumphant. So you can get this deck by scanning the QR code right here, and I honestly had a lot of fun playing with this deck when playtesting with my friends. So I do look forward to see you all pilot this deck when you visit Hobby Spot very soon. Until next time, Shadowverse Showdown!
Hobby Spot.